Alrighty, so let's begin. And I don't know if you can see this, but we're going to actually start out with neck, and I have, it's a Mexican blanket. Now, if you don't have a blanket like this, any blanket will do as long as it's about this size, and if not, a towel works perfectly. And I'm thinking like it could be a big bath towel. It should be large, okay? So you might want to go and grab that. And what we do is you can see, if it is a Mexican blanket, the lines are on the vertical. And most people want to fold it nicely, but what you're going to do is bunch it up. You're bunching. I'm putting it against my body to bunch it. My hands don't feel very big to bunch it. And then once you bunch it, I'm going to come closer in. You're standing, but I'll come closer in. You put it around you, and it's like this messy, big collar. And I'm going to take this off, in a moment. And the two ends should match. They don't match, I'll make them match, okay? And then you take one end. We've done this at SAC. You take one end, and this is where you kind of think, Fran's gone crazy. You tuck it under your arm. And then you take the other one and you tuck it under your arm. And it's so lovely. It's so pretty. Okay. And it's like you've been whiplashed and you have a nice collar around you. Okay. And what's really nice now is that you can make circles. And let's say that you don't have a blanket and you're upstairs and you don't want to go downstairs. You can make circles, of course, without the blanket. But with the blanket or a towel, your movements, you can really press and not worry about jamming your neck in any one place. So you're just circling, really push into the blanket. The only thing better would be like if it's, the blanket were warm on a cold day and you get the blanket all warmed up, fresh out of the dryer. And then reverse, and the image of Joyce with the warm blankets in the winter at SAC when they just come out of the dryer and she puts them around her. So I've reversed the circles, circling, good, and circling. I'm going to stand. And let's just drop the head to one side and just hang out. And then chin down and just hang out. And then ear to shoulder the other way and just kind of hanging out. And then looking up. And that feels so good because I don't like jamming my neck back. But here with this collar, you can't jam your neck back. So you're pushing back. Good. And then releasing. So you can do that anytime. You're home. You could do that anytime your neck is tired. Okay? Next, we're going to continue working with the neck. And we can do this from standing still. Put this back on. You need a strap. You need your strap. If you have a hand towel, that works also. Okay. So you take your strap. Once again, I'm coming in close to the camera. You could be standing. And this is my left shoulder. I bring the strap over my shoulder. So I don't want it at the outer edge. I want it kind of close into my shoulder. This is my left. So my left hand goes from behind. This is my left shoulder, my left hand from behind. My right hand reaches across. And then from here, you want to keep looking straight, and you're going to pull straight down. So you're looking ahead of you, pull straight down. You're trying to trap the trapezius muscle. So you want to be kind of close in. And when you trap it, you kind of, it's like caught. And then you move your head away from that place. And you're exploring. Chin down, over, back. And maybe there's a spot. Maybe it's like, oh, right there. Or maybe it's forward more. And just pause, breathing in. And exhale. And again, breath in and exhale. And let's do the other side. These are nice to start with, and we'll go over to other areas. Okay. So this is the second one and the last one for the neck. So this is my right shoulder. So my right hand goes from behind, left hand comes from the inside, and it's kind of close into my neck. And I'm going to pull down. Just pull down, depress the shoulder, and then move your head away from the strap, and begin. Every side is different. This sounds weird, but sometimes I even feel that my ear is stretching, or the inner ear somehow seems to affect the inner ear in a very nice way. So, I don't know, maybe you feel that, maybe not. Going back, moving forward, find that sweet place where you're like, oh yes, that's the stretch, and pause. Breathing in. And exhale. I'll come back up to standing now that I know you see me. Yeah. One more. Inhale. And exhale. Woohoo. Okay. And releasing. So let's go ahead. Since we have the strap in hand, your right hand holds and left hand holds from below. Okay, right arm on top. And then we have the shoulder. You got your shoulder flossing. Okay. Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And then from here, you bring your arms as far away from the back as they'll go. When you're tight, they don't go very far. Lift your heart center and look up. And breathe. And then other side. Left hand up. Right hand from behind, and back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Yeah. And then lift your heart center, look up, breathe. Second side. Good. And then take your strap a little further back. Good. You can have lots of space between your hands so you have the movement, and release. Those can be intense. They can be very intense. All right. Let's go ahead and we'll take the strap down for now, and we'll come to a forward fold. So your feet are as wide as your mat. And by the way, let's come to the back end of the mat. Let's go to the back end of the mat. And so feet are wide, and you're going to drop down, bend your knees, soften your back, lower your head. Your knees are really bent. And then maybe you can also straighten your legs, not locking out, but straightening. Hands to elbows, and let yourself hang. Maybe swinging from side to side. Yeah. And then from here, walking your hands forward, walking forward. You're going to walk, walk, walk. Once you walk forward, pause, breathe in, exhale. Ooh, plank, plank. Your feet are wide, okay? And that will help you to bring your right hand to your left shoulder and down. Left hand, right shoulder and down. And then from here, upward facing dog, the knees come down, and you'll look up, arch into your upper spine. Press back to child's pose. Stretch out your back, lower your head, and breathe. And then from here, back to downward facing dog. And take a moment here to lengthen your spine. Breath in. Exhale. Wonderful stretch to the shoulders and your legs, maybe even your low back, calves. And then your feet go wide, and you're going to walk, walk, walk back. And once you're at the back end of your mat, come to a squat. So you might have to modify, and maybe you can come down deeper. Should have said something about blocks, because if you're in the modify, you could still do this one. Your right arm comes up, maybe your left hand's on the floor or on the block, and reach the arm up, opening the upper spine, thoracic. And then lower, and the other side. Left arm comes up, reach up. Those who are more open, your heels might stay down, maybe your heels come up as you twist. And then forward fold, stretching your back. Take a moment, hands to elbows. Let yourself hang. Breathe in. And exhale. Again, breath in. And exhale. And then hands onto the thighs. Up we go. Okay. And from here, if you need to hang on to something, you do. And maybe even stepping off your mat sometimes gives you more stability. You do a crossover, drop down, and really dropping down so you're feeling that in your hip. And press up. The other side, flex your ankle. The knee bending is pointing forward. Lower, lower, lower. Stretch your outer hip. And come up. Let's do that one more time. Cross over. It's fine to hold on, right? Lowering, lowering, lowering. And up. And pressing. I've done, I don't know how many of you play golf. I have no idea. I've done a lot of workshops for golfers, and one of the things I do, and you could even do this with a hiking pole. They use their golf club, and they hang on, and they go down like this. So it's really nice to do, and it helps with balance. And you could also do it with like a hiking pole. You're hiking, and you're like pressing in, stamping that hiking pole down. So that's something to think about. All right, we're going to come onto our backs. I usually start this way, don't I? And we'll work on some hip movements. So feet are wide, and your knees go side, side. So, we just did a good 15 minutes of some standing, shoulder work. We're not going to undo that nice shoulder work. Keep the shoulders open. Let's take the arms out to a T. When your knees fall right, turn your head left. Knees fall left, turn your head right. Yeah. And breathe. So we'll have to have a few birds in this class because for Don's honor, I hope he's saved the bird already. So let's see. And you're like, oh, birds. Let's see. There's eagle. There's heron. And there's crow. I'll try to think if there's any others. That's what's coming to mind right now. Okay. So let's go ahead and come back to center and cross your right ankle over your left, and then bring your right hand comes through the triangle legs make, and you hang on to your knee or your shin bone. Flex your right ankle and target the outside right hip. Good. And breathe. Exhale. Part 2, you straighten the left leg and maybe holding behind the knee. Some of you can undo and hold the calf muscle, or maybe even holding the foot, you never know. Left foot down, and then take your knees to the left. So don't overlap the legs. It's a twist, so the legs are not overlapped, and you're twisting, turning your head to the right, and breathe. Left hand holds the right knee down, right shoulder down. Maybe right hand can hold left foot. Come up. And then crossing one knee over the other and grab hold of your feet. If it's easier to go ankle over ankle, you can do that. This is like steer. So you're holding the feet and maybe shifting, outer hip stretch, and breathe. Your hands are like on a 3 and 9 o'clock position on a steering wheel. Breathing in. Exhale. All right. And then release. Take legs up in the air, shake them out, just shake them out, shake your hands out, and look at your feet. They're like all wobbly, hands all wobbly, good work. And then we'll just start it all over, other side. So you're taking your knees side to side. We'll start out with the arms out at a T position. Should feel very relaxing. And I hope challenging. Yeah, we like challenge. Okay. So we're going to start out. We have left ankle over right thigh. And the left hand goes through, triangle legs make, and you're holding your knee. Flex your left ankle and get into your outer hip. Deep breath in and exhale. Some of you can straighten your right leg. And some like to unthread so you can hold your calf muscle, your ankle, or maybe holding your foot. Make sure your left ankle stays flexed to protect your knee. And then from here, right foot is down, we twist, and the legs don't overlap. Turn your head left, your right hand is on your left knee. Turn your head to the left and really anchor your left shoulder down. And breathe. You know, that's the thing with online yoga. There's a big responsibility, right, put on you. Like you're listening to the variations and then figuring out what works for you and really going by, you know, does this feel good? Is this beneficial? Is this something I should be doing? You know, you're constantly adjusting the poses, making them, tailoring them for you, for your unique body, your mind, your spirit, right? Take another breath here. Inhale. Exhale. And then release, okay? And then now we have knee over knee, left knee over right knee, and holding your feet. And as you're here, you're grabbing hold. So ankle over ankle is easier, knee over knee, a little more entailed, a deeper stretch to the hip, and your hands are at the 9 and 3 o'clock position on a big steering wheel. Another way I could say it is, from your perspective, it looks like your legs are on a horizontal line. And breathe. Flex your ankles. And release. Okay. And then take legs up in the air, shake them out, shake out your hands. Good work, good work. And the last one we do here on our backs is going to be bound angles. Soles of the feet are together. This is just very calming to the nervous system. Inner thighs are released, hands are onto the belly, and eyes closed for a moment. Just breathe, and I want your belly to inflate as you inhale. And belly deflates as you exhale. You don't have to try to get your back down. You don't have to try to work your strength. There's a simple breathing. Speak to your nervous system and speak to the parasympathetic nervous system, the part of your nervous system that is about relaxing and renewing. Interlace fingers, press palms up, and then press palms up overhead, stretching the arms, moving things out of the way if they're in your way. Good. and release. Bringing your knees together and making your way up to sitting. Good, good. So we're cross-legged, and we're going to come forward. So, for some, maybe you're really happy to have a block to lean into, or you're able to lower your head. You can make stack your fists, something to rest your head on, maybe, if you're open enough to reach, and breathe. We're going to come up, and the counter pose is tabletop. So your feet press into the mat, press your hands into the mat. This is really good to have strong arms and your strong back. Tilt your head back, perhaps, if your neck's okay with that. And then lower. And now we reverse the leg crossing. So left leg on top of the right, or maybe you did it differently. You're not going to do the same one twice. Coming forward, lower your head and breathe. All right, we're going to come up and tabletop again. Okay, so feet flat onto the mat and press up. Lift your pelvis, tilt your head back, and breathe. And lower. Good work. Good work. All right, so we have a half spinal twist. Easier is your right leg on top of the other, and your left leg is straight. Or you bend, okay, both knees. And so I always do this. I get both sitting bones down, left arm up into the air, reach up high, take a breath in, and then it's on the exhalation that you twist. Now, it's like you're trying to look to the wall behind you. I want you to think about something. First, get length. Get both sitting bones down. That's your foundation. And then think about your nose being the center of your face, right? And turn so that your nose looks to the back wall. I know it's kind of funny to think it's not just your eyes looking back, but your nose, the center of your face, looking to the wall. This would be good, Joyce, when you have your little clown. She studied. She was a clown, right? Like she did a clown course and laughter and all that. So anyways, it would be, you're kind of thinking about your clown nose looking back. Okay, that would work. That's a way, we could do a whole yoga class, twist and wear the clown nose. Ooh. Okay, let's do the other side, stretching out. And then you have your left leg crossed over, and maybe that lower leg. Turning, and then again, I want to really get my sitting bones down. I don't want to be listing to one side. So once it's there, and my left foot is pushing down into the mat, right arm up. Take a breath in. Exhale, elbow across, twist, move from the navel. Keep your spine upright, and then look back. And again, think about your nose, looking back. Yeah, it really makes you move further, doesn't it? Breathing in. And if you can't go there, that's fine. If you're like, wait, I can't do that. But it gives you an idea of how much you want to try to twist. Nice. And release and come on out. Okay. So stretching out the legs. Sometimes I save a pigeon for last, right? So I would like to do it now. And if you're like, oh, I can't do pigeon, I would actually show you a way to work pigeon. But what you might say is that it just doesn't work for you, and you're doing this. It's like threading the needle from a seated position. Maybe this is best for you. Okay. If you are doing pigeon, here's what I'm going to say. Just see this before you go into it. I'm going to suggest using a block, and the block is going to go not under your buttock, but under your, if your right knee is coming forward, it's going to go under your right thigh. It's not going width ways, it's going along. Does that make sense? Not like so, but along the leg. So I'll show you how to do it. You have your block in place, and you could come into it from downward facing dog or from hands and knees. Your right knee comes forward, and the block, you can see I have stripes on my block, so it's like it goes the length of the thigh. And the closer to my knee, the better. Usually I'm like, bring it under your buttock. I'm like, now I'm saying that the closer under the knee, the better. And if you need 2 blocks, stack them. Why not? You would stack one over the other. But what's interesting is it takes all the weight and the pressure off my knee. And again, you might say, I don't like this. I'm not getting anything out of it. And so you take it out. But maybe you're happy. Maybe you're like, wow, this is cool. I'm going to do both. Like I'm starting out this way, and then I'll take it out, because I like both. I like trying on new things. I like doing the same pose differently. And I think you do too, because you're doing the classes with me. So you get to see different ways of doing poses and finding the best way that works for you. Okay, so I'm going to take the block away. It was good. I like it. But now I'm like, wow, I'm ready to come deeper into the pose. Let's do 3 more rounds of breath. Let's start to press up, and we're going to come to 3-legged dog. So if you're sitting and doing the alternative pose, you could still come to 3-legged dog, extending your right leg and lowering your head, maybe your left heel dropping down and breathing. Deep breath in, exhale, and then lower. And we have the second side. So left leg will come up. Some are coming to the seated pose again, and others are finding, okay, I'm going to try this again. I'm going to bring my block under the thigh, very close to the knee. So my knee is raised. And the back leg. And you want the block to run the same direction as your leg. Okay? So it's fully supporting. And there you are, lifting, getting a nice hip flexor stretch. And exhale, lower. Come onto your elbows. And breathe. So again, at this point, I think I'll remove the block. Some of you are removing the block. And it does really make it a lot easier. This is the tricky knee for me, and it's very happy having done this with the block, and the block helped to prepare me to go deeper. And I hope that's your experience of it. Breath in and exhale. And then we'll reach up, and we're going to take ourselves back into 3-legged dog. So left leg comes up into the air. Maybe your right heel is able to press down, reach the leg up high. And then the leg comes down. And now we're going to have the feet wide, walk back to a forward fold, take hands to elbows, and breathe. Knees are soft. And then hands right onto the thighs and press on up. Good, good. All right, so I don't know, you probably realize what I'm going to do. I'm going to do what we did earlier. And yeah, if you have a hiking pole handy, just happen to have it handy, you can use it. I don't have anything handy right here. So hang on to a ledge. I just want to see if maybe the hips are a little more open here. And when you come down, it's just not quite as shocking. And press on up. I'll do the other side one time, okay? Flex the ankle, and good. And come down and press. So these are all also good for balance, right? And come on up. Good. We'll do our extended side angle, going wide, extended side angle. Left foot turns, bending the knee, 90 degree, or knee stacked over ankle. And you can always have your elbow to knee or hand holding ankle, and it's dynamic. I want you to be really dynamic in this. Breathing in and exhale. Good. Stretching. Deep breath in. Exhale. Now your hand comes down. If you were facing a screen, you're probably going to be away from the screen, right? So your hand could be on a block or no block. Your hand is down and your pelvis is now squared, not open, and the left arm comes up into the air. And breathe. And then lower and come back through center, hands on to the low back, and up you go. Okay. Second side. Right foot turns out. Go a little wider. Bend your right knee, taking elbow down and reaching your left arm up. Perhaps elbow to hand to ankle, and left arm up over ear, and breathe. Reaching through the fingertips. And then we add the twist. So if you use the block, go ahead and use it again, or hand is down, back heel comes up, right arm reaches up, extend, and breathe. And then release and come back through center. And you're in a forward fold, and just take a moment, reaching your arms forward, lower your head, and breathe. Inhale, exhale. So we're going to take the hands onto the low back, come on up, and you could jump the feet together. You could go heels, toes, heels, toes, heels, toes, heels, toes, heels, toes. There you go. So we're coming on to, we're going to come to plank, and then we'll lower onto our elbows. So if you prefer to just be on your elbows, that's fine, because there's, we'll just, because for some it's a little harder. So, and the other way you can do this is have your knees down to make it a little easier, okay? So you're in plank, and you're going to bring one elbow down and the other elbow down. And you're that much lower. And relaxing your neck. Don't let your neck just hang, but don't let it be tense. And then straighten one arm and straighten the other arm. Yeah, it's not always so pretty, sort of. Press back, downward facing dog. Come forward again. We're going to do that again. Elbow down and the other elbow down. There you are in plank on your elbows. And then press your pelvis down. Walk your feet a little closer in. Now you're in dolphin. And you are at the dorsal fin. breathing in. Exhale. And then walk back. You're in plank on your elbows. One hand pushes you up, the other hand pushes you up. Good work, good work. And then knees down. And happily press back. Hands by heels. Lower your head. So I had talked about the birds, right? Okay, birds. So let's do this one. Since we are here and we're crow, and not everyone can do crow, but we can attempt. One thing we need to think about is core strength. So let's have the block in place. Let's go wide with the block. So your feet have to be wider. You have a wide block in place. You're going to squeeze in and then release, okay? Squeeze in and release. It's kind of like it, I don't know, I always feel like it kind of hurts the inner thigh a little bit. Squeeze in, squeeze, 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 and release. Okay. Go more narrow, middle width, and go back. Squeeze in, go back, and come up. Exhale, go back, squeeze into the block, squeeze like you want to leave your imprint on the sides of the block, and lift up. And then let's just take the block away, and come to half boat. Breathe in, exhale. So there's a little space between knees. Maybe you can bring your knees together, and some of you can extend. Breathe in, exhale, and then lower. Lengthen the spine. So what's going to be really key in crow, like say that you're going to go through the movement, maybe you're not going to take flight today, but what's going to be really key is this thing about squeezing, okay? So try this. Have your hands reach for your ankles or your feet, and you're going to squeeze your knees into your arms, and your arms are going to squeeze back against your legs. So legs are squeezing in, the nutcracker trying to open up the walnut, and your arms are the walnut saying, no, you're not going to open me. I'm really solid here. So that's going to be super, super key. Now bend your elbows and have like a 90-degree bend, and have your palms. Imagine your palms are, basically you're doing crow right now. Hey, you're in crow, okay? Bring your feet together, knees are wide. You're basically in crow, okay? But your relationship to gravity is a little different, okay? So elbows are pushing out, knees are squeezing in, and then go about mid, before I was here, I'm going to go about mid, upper arm, and I'm still in crow. All right, you're like, really, Fran? Yeah, that's really what's going on. So now, those of you who love crow, go for it. You're going to fly. You can just fly already. And those of you who are like, I don't like crow, you're going to bring your feet on the block. And then bend your elbows. Make a ledge. And that's all you're going to do today. Maybe you're like, I'm not taking off. Hands reaching. Remember to squeeze in. That's exactly what you're doing sitting. Squeezing your legs against your arms and arms against your legs, and some of you are going to take off your feet. Just leave the block. Come to a forward fold, and then roll on up to standing. I would love feedback on that. Oh, that was the worst crow ever, the best crow ever. I hope the best crow ever. Okay. And then, of course, we've got our other. Let's just do the arms first. So you take your right arm over the other. You could hug yourself. You've been so amazing. And palms are together, and your elbows are like they're lifting up. And unwind. And the other side, left arm over the other, hug yourself, you deserve it, and then wrap, breathe in, take the elbows up a little higher, and release. We'll just do the leg part. Right leg wraps over the other. This standing leg's knee is pointing forward to the screen. It's like center of the nose, right? And then do the other. Lift. Make sure this knee is bent as you wrap. So the standing leg's knee is bent and it's pointing forward. Okay. And then we put it all together. But you could do it separate too, separate components. Okay. Right leg, okay, let's just say, people forget to bend. They try to do this, and they're like, I can't wrap. I'm like, well, you have to bend your knees. Use your quads. Right leg over the other. Left arm over the other. And breathe. You've got an eagle. Deep breath in. Exhale. So I'm going to, I'm just going to throw something at you. Undo the arms. You got wings, okay? Undo the leg, and you're going to fly, okay? All right. Don probably wishes he never mentioned the bird. Bend the knees. Left leg over the other. Right arm on top of the other. Eagle. I wonder how many of us will see an eagle today. I bet Joyce will see an eagle today in Heron Island. Breathe in. Exhale. And then undo the arms. Okay. And undo the legs. There you go. You're flying. And release. Hands are to heart. All right. From here, we come to the front end of the mat. Your right leg comes back, knee is down. So you got your hip flexor stretch. It's kind of nice after the standing. And then shift back and flex your ankle, lower your head towards your knee. If you want blocks, you can have blocks on this, like your hands would be on blocks now. And lift. Since my hands are supporting my knee, it's okay for my knee to go forward. My hands are supporting. And then go back and flex, lower your head. Okay. This time, crescent moon. Now my hands are coming up, so I need knee, ankle alignment. Reach the arms up. Breathe. Press your right hip forward. And open twist. So that means if my right knee is down, I'm turning towards my right. You're turning in the direction of the lowered knee. And lengthen. It's length, rotation, and side bend. Nice. Okay, and come on out. And we'll do second side. So what we're going to do is step forward. Take the back leg, step forward. In a forward fold, your feet can be together. Lower your head and breathe. Sweep the arms up. Come all the way up to standing. Look ahead of you. Look upward. Lift, arch back. And then come down again. And now left leg steps back. And I will show what it looks like with the blocks. So if you have your blocks, it just helps you, especially if you can't go so low, the blocks are helpful. Okay? We're going to go back and forth. Go back, lower your head, and come forward. Exhale back and forward. Exhale back. And now adjusting, so you've got your ankle knee alignment and reaching the arms up. Lift, arch back. And then turning left. So left hand could be on your knee, calf, right arm reaching up. And then release. And from here, this time we're going to step back and come right to child's pose. So lengthen, noticing little changes. Let's come to heron pose. All right. So as we, some need a strap, right? And I can show with the strap. So basically what you're trying to do is take hold of your right foot. But if you can't do that, then you use a strap. Okay? And breathe. Instead of rounding the back, you're trying to lengthen the spine. Left hand holds two ends of the strap or holds the right foot. And your right hand can help you to turn, and then you extend. And some just they open the arm out and take flight right away. And sometimes the hand helps you to twist, get into position, and then extend. So it's a heron. So it's a heron in flight. It does feel bird-like. It does feel like you've just taken flight here. And then you'll take your right wrist over your left, or both hands holding the strap. If you can hold, then you crossed one wrist over the other. Looking at your foot, and then lowering your head to or towards your knee. Your back will most likely round. Good. And then bending the knee and lowering it. Reach the arms up again. Use your strap if you need to reach your left foot. It's fine to use straps or reaching and lowering your head. Great. And then we have a second side. So I'll just turn around. So from here, let's see. Now it's left knee bent. No, left leg, sorry. I was like, where am I? Okay. So you have your strap handy or you're holding. Okay. So if you're way back, see if you can be a little more upright with your spine. It's a good stretch to the hamstrings, isn't it? And then right hand to the outside left foot. And the left hand can help you to twist. And then extending, or it's just that reaching out. And breathe. Lengthen the spine. Left palm is facing the screen if you're in the same kind of direction as I am, or left palm is open. And then you come out, and it's both hands holding a strap or left wrist over the right. Maybe you're going to stay upright or bring your head to knee and breathe. And then lower. And once you lower, we're going to come onto our backs and taking a moment, just letting your back completely rest. Bridge pose is the last. Well, bridge and happy baby. So when you come to bridge, this is interesting because, you're able to arch. You're able to ask your spinal muscles to hold you in this new upright position, holding your alignment. Breathe in. Exhale. And then lower. And once you lower, take hold of your feet, elbows to the inside, knees holding your feet, stretching your low back. And then release. From here, you extend your legs. Have your hands onto your belly for a moment, breathing in. Exhale. Feel your strength, feel your adaptability. And adaptability requires flexibility, flexibility of mind, of spirit, I think even of body. You're going to have your palms facing up and you're in Shavasana. Taking a moment to settle into stillness. And beautiful work today. You worked deeply. Yeah. We dedicated the class to being like bamboo, being more bamboo-like in all that bamboo symbolizes, being the symbol of strength and adaptability. And we already know our strength. We already know our adaptability because we have just, we're coming out of 15 months of strength and adaptability. And taking a moment to quiet the mind, to move into sensory mind. And I want to bring you to a bamboo grove. I hope you've had the experience of, maybe you have bamboo growing in your garden, or maybe you've actually been to a bamboo forest. I want you to see the smooth, first of all, see the segments of the bamboo. And this forest I'm taking to is very old. The bamboo is very big. And I want you to see the smooth surface of the bamboo. You could even take your hand to it and feel the smooth surface. And then observe the colors. There's black bamboo, and there's green bamboo. Light, kind of a lime green, and there's deep greens. There are greens that have shades of yellow in them. There's bamboo that has a purpley tinge, and others that have a reddish hue. I want you to imagine that you hear the wind moving through the leaves of the bamboo, and it's a sound unlike any other sound. And the way the light comes in rays. And here are the bamboo haiku for you by Matsuo Basho. The sound of wind, kaze no oto. Wind in the bamboo grove, takeyabu ni kaze. Wind in the pines, matsu ni kaze. And moonlight slants through the vast bamboo grove. A cuckoo cries. I'm going to have you just slowly moving your hands, moving your feet, making your way to the surface, and then making your way out of the bamboo grove and back to your home yoga studio, your dedicated space. And when you are ready, make your way to sitting. And you can turn your audio back on.